of force in the member, that is tension and compression. See, tension is when the force that acted away from the joints called as tension towards the joints is called as compression. For the analysis, the condition of equilibrium are sufficient to determine the forces in the members, that is summation fx is equal to 0, fy is equal to 0 and moment is equal to 0. Sign convention for the forces is upward force is considered as positive, downward force is considered as a negative. Horizontally, rightward is considered as positive, leftward is considered as a negative. For moment, clockwise is considered as positive and anti-clockwise is considered as negative. For the analysis of truss, basically there are three methods. One is method of joint, second one is method of section, and graphical method. So types of truss or frame, that is plane truss or space truss. When the truss they are lying in the same plane, then it is called as plane truss. When they are not lying in the same plane, then it is called as space truss. Perfect truss. So this is what the classification, perfect truss. A pin jointed frame which has got sufficient numbers of members to resist the loads without undergoing appreciable deformation in shape is called as perfect truss. Triangular frame is the simplest perfect frame and it has 3 joints and 3 members. Perfect truss has to satisfy the following condition, that is m is equal to 2j minus r, where m is equal to number of members, j is equal to number of joints and r is equal to number of reaction. When m is equal to 2j minus r, the structure who satisfies this equation, that truss is called as what? Perfect truss. When the member in the truss are less than 2j minus r, that truss is called as deficient truss. When the members are greater than 2j minus r, so that truss is called as what? Redundant truss. So before proceeding for the analysis, students, you must go through the assumptions. So there are 3 assumptions. First one is the end of the members are pin jointed, that is hinge. Second, the loads acts only at the joints, means loads are taken by the joints only. Third one is self weight of the member is negligible or neglected. So as compared to the applied load, the self weight of the members is quite less, that's why neglected. So here we will start with our first numericals and we will solve this truss by using the method of joint. See, find the forces in all the members of the truss shown in figure. See, 40 kN load is applied at C points and at D point. The length of the member is equal, that is 3 meter. So the theta, that is inclination of the member, is tan inverse of 3 by 3, that is 45 degree. Step 1. While proceeding, you must consider the tension in all the members. And before proceeding for the analysis, identify the joints where maximum unknown members or the forces, it should not be more than 2. So if we observe this truss, so we are getting that joint that is at C joint only 2 unknowns, that is force along the CD and force along the CB. So we will start with the joint C. At joint C we will consider the tension in all members. because initially we don't know which member is in tension or which member is compression. So here we will put our first condition, that is summation Fy is equal to 0. So we will be having FBC minus 45 minus 40 is equal to 0. So FBC is equal to 56.57 kilonewton. So as we are getting the positive value, so assume direction of the FBC is correct, that is tension. Now we will put our second conditions, that is summation Fx is equal to 0. See, as we are considering horizontally leftward is negative and horizontally rightward is positive. So minus FCD minus FBC cos 45 is equal to 0. So FCD is equal to minus 56.57 cos 45, which is equal to 40 kilonewton. As we are getting the negative value over here, so change the direction of the FCD and that will be the compression. So FCD is equal to 40 kilonewton compression over here. Now we'll see the next joint where the maximum unknowns are not more than 2. While observing the truss, we are getting the joint D where maximum unknowns are 2, because we have already calculated FCD and FDC. So unknown is FD and FDB. See, FCD that we are getting is compression, that is towards the joints, and FED is to maintain the equilibrium, it should be act opposite to the FCD. So that's why we are assuming their direction is opposite to the FCD, and FDB which is in the tension. Put summation Fx is equal to 0. So FED minus FCD is equal to 0. So FED is equal to 40 kilonewton compression. That is, assume direction of FED is correct, that we have assumed compression initially. Summation Fy is equal to 0. So FDB minus 40 is equal to 0. So FDB is equal to 40 kilonewton tension. So assume direction of FDB is also correct. Now we will consider the remaining joint, that is B joint. See, at B joint we know the FDB. So unknowns are FBA and FBE. FBC that we have already calculated, FBT that we have already calculated. So only the two unknowns will be there, that is FBA and FBE. So the direction of FBC and FDB is known, that is tension, and we are assuming FBA is a tension and FB is also tension initially. Now we will put our condition, that is summation Fy is equal to 0. Upward positive, downward negative. So minus FB sin 45 minus FBC sin 45